I'll quickly give an introduction. Okay, the country, Papua New Guinea, it's south of Australia. We share land boundaries with Indonesia and ocean boundaries with Australia, Solomon Island, and some other small island developing countries in that. From the 46.1 million hectares, about 77% of that land area is basically forest land. Okay. Within those forest land, about 75% it's undisturbed forest. Managed forest like those managed forest. So they have 75% of forest which is undisturbed but not been utilized fully. So the population, the country's population, basically improving the institutional carbon project. So it would be nice if this same opportunity project is replicated in the other parts of the country as well. Okay, to the question that I need to answer, I think throughout this program I was hoping that some of this question would be answered. I think in today's presentation alone, I think most of my questions that I wanted answer were given. So the first question is about the methodology. The second is about the remote sensing system.
The country is like Papua New Guinea, but there's a...
Yeah.
Well, you're about to hear. Now, answering that question is a very political topic, so I'm going to let Apri answer that, and maybe Morgan can offer a rebuttal.
Oh, okay, nice.
Okay, so next we're going to hear from Aprianta, who's
The other side of the island.
the other side of that border.
So the other side is West Papua. It's public.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Because from our beginning, in one country, but I just here to present about Wassonosa part. Because if I want to present whole Indonesia area, it could be complicated because we have 5 mainland, and each 5 mainland has own characteristic for the forest and ecosystems. But for Papua, it could be seamless with Papua New Guinea because we share borders. And then for Wassonosa Park itself, in the south of Papua, so we close to Australia actually. Even in night, we can see the light from here.
Oh.
It's true.
So you should just wait for fireworks.
Yes. So usually fire occur in dry seasons, and then it could be around here, but it's separate like a whole area. And then Wassonosa Park itself, the size almost 431,000. So it's a little bit huge for Merauke area. And then we have 14 vegetation formations, include from coastal area until the lowland tropical forest. But forest in here usually has graduations from maybe coastals to the upland. we don't have uplands. We just, all the terrain is almost flat. And then our ecosystem for vegetation is as in small patch area. So maybe in here, almost the same with Darwin ecosystem vegetations with Merauke. And then for protection support that I mentioned before, because we established before national park established, there is a indigenous tribe, usually or local peoples, established there, and then we acknowledge their as usually they call it customer right, and then we testing on with our zoning area. Also, we work with East Asian Australian Flyway Partnership. This is like a bird migratory. So that's why Wastel North Park is part of a migratory transaction or a course from the other side to the Australia. And then also that we acknowledge for Ramsar site since 2006. You can see here, this one is called that Melaleuca tree. The color bark is white. Its bark, their bark is easy to ignite fires, and then the list also is easy to burn. That will be more fuels. That I think this we with Jeremy and Cameron is around June or July. But you see here is like dry, but still there is water. From the top soils on the ground, about this one, if you put your hands and then you will feel like moisture. So that's why the 10 ground fires with a little gray smoke. And then this one, the other area, that's open area, usually between Melaleuca tree and then to the other vegetations. And then this one is usually I call savanna. In the middle rain season, this savanna flooded. But when the raining season are and then going to dry season, it will be dry and easy to burn. So that's why it is our fires in Wasur, but mostly Wasur can reflect Merauke in totally, because we has like a similar vegetation, and then Merauke tends to be flat area. This maybe more theoretically. Fires we know mostly tends to negatively, like loss biodiversity, habitat destruction, soil erosion, air pollution, economic loss, and climate change. And then mostly for economic. But managing fires, maybe the strategy we has done for Wasur, usually we just like make a preventions, like increase the public awareness to local student, even for like elementary school and then high school, even for university students, preparedness for firefighter equipment, training person, and fire management plans, suppression usually to control. But for suppression itself, we don't have like a technique that we use for several times, so it could be different. It's when we doing, and maybe we doing for prescribed burning, usually with restoration area for habitat for wildlife. So we need to make a green for their feeding area. Like in okra, we should make it like to more produce the grass. So we usually use fires, prescribed burning to do that. Maybe our challenge and opportunity also action and effort. The habit of people burning stimulate the growth of young grass, accessibility within area that's not easy to access, and then resident area, especially in our special zone, and then lack of public awareness. Even we has already go to the school, university, but we can make more comprehensive for public awareness. And the action and efforts, usually we do forest fire controls, counseling, and then forest fire extinguish. Also, we coordinate with other agency just to make sure Wasu National Park is part of Ministry of Forestry, that we has going to conservation area, but in our area it belongs to local administrative of Merauke. So it's like we has on the Merauke area, but our administrative is come from the centrals of Indonesia. For the customary rules, because it's like a secret, so that's why our problems that we could document it, even we just ask them. Usually when we ask, for us, just examples once is easy, when they ban one area, usually for common people they know only for no meaning, but for peoples that has meaning. For example, when they use kagon grass and then they put on the tree, they said, I already doing something in this area, please get out. So, but we can ask direct to them. When when I going to the field with local people, yes, sometimes I ask with them, they only silent. They just don't come or don't enter this area enough. No other questions. So that's why our worry is that their customary will be disappear, because mostly they are young, more going to traditional way of their life. But for the local government, they try to documentate the customer right in a written one. It's difficult. We has like a focus group discussion between local peoples. Even for one tribe, when we get in one room with other tribe, they could speak. They just keep silent. So the more the customer right or even the local wisdoms, they just give by mouth to the young generations.
Does Western National Park have any formal management arrangement with the local people? Are they actually allowed to be in the park formally, and do they have any say over what happens in the park?
Informals, because we Western National Park we organize in zoning area. Yes, we accommodate it's the activity for maybe for their core zones that usually belongs to their something in culture that only knows by their tribe. Usually we use one area that we ask for like a forest ranger there. We can enter in like just pass way to the area without the company. So we should ask them permission to come and enter that area.
Areas that they occupy.
In one case, because there is like consensus with from central government with the local people, when there has a consensus, but the land itself is belong to them. The land itself still belong to them, but for the management is belongs to the maybe the private that has that like from government to right to maybe replanting the sugar cane or something of paddy. So they just just grow, and then for the area is still belong to them.
Okay.
There is nothing changed.
Mm-hmm.
So like for one area, this could be established for this one for maybe 10 years, 3 years, or even 30 years.
Yeah.
So, but it's still conflict between local and then central government to make in consensus that is like a mutual understanding each others. But for the field reviews, like the area still belong to them, but used by the central government to conduct the programs. Conflict is still exists now, but not less the portion. So it's like maybe 75 goes smooth, but 25 is still has conflict.
Yeah. And sorry, just one final question. And when do they traditionally burn? Is it early dry season traditionally? Historically, the people that live there, do they still implement their traditional burning practices? Is it still the same as it used to be, or has it changed over time? In terms of season of burning.
Yes.
Yeah.
For right now, it's a little bit slight different than before, but they still use it, but not restrict like before. Maybe for January to March, because it's raining seasons, they do nothing. Yeah. But now they they cultivating for rice maybe or potatoes because they need. Because the economic value from the potatoes price.
Yeah. So
they change it, but the in the whole ideas or the rules from January, they still follow the step, but not to like before. The step is clear, but now it's like gray area. So they sometimes they do it, but sometimes they not do it.
Okay.
Depends they want to do. So
what months do they burn? Like what time of the year?
Usually they burn when they start. So even like in the raining seasons, if the Kubit starts to cultivate the potatoes, they will burn, but in small area.
Okay, right. All right.
Yeah, just for context too, our association with Wasser National Park came out of a project funded by GIZ, the German development agency, last year. And Jeremy and Cameron went over to Wasser National Park last year, and we were commissioned to do a study of the burning in Wasser National Park and potential for fire management. And we'd be happy to share that report, I think, if you're interested, which goes into a lot of this sort of content. So that if you're happy, and Jeremy will be here tomorrow as the author of that study too, to answer more questions about that. As well, in terms of your biodiversity questions, I think it's important to note, firstly, I'm sorry that you weren't able to make last week at the Fire Forum, because as Cameron said, there was a really great session on biodiversity and fire management Jeremy was one of the panellists in that session, so he'll be able to fill you in on some of it. But also there was a presentation we can try and get our hands on for you. But also we have Sophia with us this week, who focuses on biodiversity and fire somewhat. A little?
Yeah, actually I'm going to talk to you about that because the title is a bit misleading.
Okay, well we'll change
so I
that.
don't really do biodiversity studies or assessments. I just inform fire management for biodiversity all the time.
Okay, so we'll be hearing from Sophia about her research, where she would be able to describe her research far better than I'm able to describe her research later in the week. So we'll explore that topic more as we go on too. It's a really important one. Also, just for everybody, I think Apri's example is a really good example of, we've been talking a lot about fire and carbon projects and getting carbon credits, and that's certainly not going to be the case everywhere. Better fire management is really important for other values, so for community values and for biodiversity. We have to keep that in mind, that carbon approaches is suitable in certain areas, but there's vast areas where trying to finance fire management through carbon is not appropriate, so we have to keep thinking about how to finance and incentivise better fire management also in areas where you can't have large-scale carbon projects. So that's really critical, and I think Western National Park is an area where that may be the case. So it's really important that we have you here this week and these weeks to balance out this focus on carbon markets as well. Yeah, thank you very much. All right, we're going to call it a day now.
Come on, Chinatown.
Você vai apresentar nas duas línguas?
Drink voucher. Be huge one. I just see here.
The fruit
Yes, it could be in the book.
yeah.
Oh,
This fruit is to eat.
that's right. Oh my goodness. Oh, nice. I just see here. Baobab tree. Oh. What's name?
Adazonia digitata.
Digitata.
Yeah.
Nice name.